Good morning, traders. Today I want to talk about Shiba Inu, probably the second most requested altcoin um, analysis that I get is in regard to Shiba. Jasmine would be first. I guess that's because that was really the first video that I did that a lot of you seem to appreciate more than the others, and Shiba would be the second. So, that being said, today what I want to cover is a look at our 200-day moving average. Um, I want to look at the 150-day moving average because there's something I caught there that's significant. I'm going to take a look at the 80% drawback that we've had in Shiba. I mean, almost precisely. And then we'll talk about a few more things that I see on the charts here and where this price will go. That being said, let's jump into the charts here and take a look. All right, so currently we see Shiba sitting on this nice level of support, which really coincides with our 50-day moving average. All right, so we've got strong support here, and it looks like Shiba is taking, the market is taking that after we broke out to the upside of this descending triangle. We are now forming a bull flag. All right. So this looks like it's going to be a bull flag of sorts. And then, further price action up is typical after a bull flag is formed. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it sure looks bullish at this point. Let's jump over to another chart because I do want to show you something. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to get my moving average up here. Now, this is our Coinbase chart, so we don't actually have a 200 days of history to give us our 200-day moving average. So what I did here is I measured from the starting point, and we have 150 days here on Coinbase that we have been open. So I want to do a 150-day moving average. And interesting to see that the 150-day moving average is right at where our price level is. In fact, just today we have conquered that 150-day moving average and are using that now as, or may use that as support. We're not using it until we create another open and close really above this level of support, all right, which looks to be what we're trying to do here today. All right, so we're trying to beat that 150-day moving average. All right, to get our 200-day moving average, what we really have to do is jump over to another chart, and that's what I'm going to do. I had the KuCoin. I believe that's the chart I was on. And yes, okay, so here's our 150. We have to change that back to 200 days. And I just want to show you where our 200-day average is. It's always a good sign when any coin rises above the 200-day average. So our 200-day moving average today is right at 2.5, all right, with 4 zeros in front of it. It's really hard to do analysis on this coin because of all the zeros. The other thing I wanted to show you on this clean chart is we know that in the crypto space, oftentimes you will get an 80% pullback, especially the newer the coin, the newer the network, the newer the blockchain. You can expect those 80% drawbacks. And that is exactly what we have had from our wick high on the 28th of October. If I draw that down to our wick low, see the wick low over here on the 22nd of January. So if I draw that and line that up exactly, look at this, we're right at 80%, almost exactly. I just wanted to point that out because that 80% pullback coincides exactly with something else that I see as significant. This RSI going into oversold territory. What does this suggest? I'm not saying that our bottom is in, but a good possibility exists that our bottom is in. All right. So I'm not going to come out and say that, but I see a lot of indicators that are pointing to the fact that maybe this drawback is over for the time being. All right. And so we can start to expect a little bit of a bullish run here, maybe a lot of bit of a bullish run. And with that, you want to look for good entries or good areas of entry. I haven't yet suggested whether I would enter this trade. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut straight to the point. I don't think I would be interested in this trade. Why? Well, number one, we just recently broke to the upside of this triangle. And as you guys know, if you've watched my videos for any amount of time, we like to do this thing where we break out and then come back and revisit any significant line of resistance. This is now support. We like to give it one more kiss before we say goodbye. And so what I like to do for a safer play, now, if I would have entered in this area before we exploded outside of the triangle, then I would probably be looking to sell right about now, if I'm being honest. Since I didn't enter this trade, where would I look to re-enter? For me, I'd like to see us come back down and revisit these significant areas of support, or some significant area of support. Maybe we've already done that right here. All right. With this, see this red line here at 2944. Maybe that is our revisit. I think it's possible that we could come back even lower. And for me to get into a trade like this, that's what I would be looking for. I'd be looking for a comeback, a drawback, and retest of significant support. Preferably, I'd like to see that down here. I don't know if this is the beginning of another bullish run like I've been expecting. I don't know if that's going to happen. The other thing that I see that would make me hesitate entering this particular trade is this RSI being so high. I mean, we're almost into overbought territory. So just a few, days ago, a couple weeks ago, we were in oversold territory, and now we're already up in overbought territory. So with Shiba, I would want to see a turn and a comeback and test. Maybe we come down to the 20 moving average. Maybe we don't get below this support and the 50-day. But for me to enter this particular trade, that's what I would be looking for. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. These targets up here are still valid, guys. I'm not taking those targets away. It's just taking us a little bit longer to get there than expected. Of course, with Jasmy and Shiba, I am not a hodler on these coins. I am, for the most part, a trader on not just these two, but these two especially, because they are volatile and future is unknown. So that being said, I move quickly on these. If I trade in, I look to pump, and if I get my 20% pump in a bull market, then I will take those profits and look to re-enter at a lower price again. So I'm not a hodler on Jasmy or Shiba, and I say that to let you know that I will probably be trading in and out of this coin up into this target, but I don't buy and hold to these particular targets. I sell and play these levels. And my Substack subscribers know that as we hit these significant levels of resistance, I look to re-enter. I enter here and I wait for us to go to our next level of resistance. Maybe it's this purple trend line. But see how I do that? And then I take profits up there and re-enter here. And that's the way that I leverage my reserves to play these trades. And instead of making, what is that, like 4x, instead of making 4x, I might make 8x on my trading all the way up. And so that's the way I like to do that. All right, so anyways, in conclusion, excuse me, would I enter here? No. For me, the price is too high, RSI is too high. I'd really want to see us come back down and test a lower level of support to look for a good trade entry. And if you guys are interested in those trade alerts, I often post on YouTube, and you will never miss anything on any of my websites or on my website. I post everything to my website, but any of my social media accounts you can follow, and make sure that you're getting alerts there, or just jump over to YouTube. I like to post a lot of shorts, and if you hit that bell notification, you'll be sure not to miss any of these free alerts. Of course, if you do subscribe at my website, you'll get all of my trade alerts as well, or you won't necessarily know what I'm trading into or out of unless you are a paid subscriber, but you'll know that I'm making trades, and maybe that's something that's of interest to you as well. All right, but anyways, that is my video on Shiba today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you on the next video.